man shot and killed outside of Palmetto Elementary School says they are devastated after her murder.
The family tells us that the suspected shooter and the victim had dated for 2 years and even had a son together. Let's get out to Fox 5's Angelique Proctor on top of this story for us. All new at 5 tonight. Angelique?
Yes, good evening to you both. Ebony Anderson's family tells me they are really lost for words. They tell me today that she was actually door dashing yesterday when she was shot and killed. They also say it was her boyfriend who pulled the trigger.
It's been really tough. Trying to hold it together. My wife, she's taking it hard. It's a sad situation.
Ebony Anderson's stepfather says he is still trying to put all of the pieces together on how his 34-year-old stepdaughter was shot and killed in front of Palmetto Elementary School while door dashing with her boyfriend, Christopher Ates. Fulton County Police say the mother was heading back to her car when Ates, with the couple's 17-month-old son in the vehicle, opened fire.
And at that time, she was, we believe, DoorDashing or Uber Eats, and when this happened, so no kids there of hers attends that school. So the only thing I can think of, teachers want to eat outside of the cafeteria food.
Tell us a little bit about Ebony.
A loving, caring mother, sister, very quiet, as far as she was bubbly, but quiet and nice.
Ebony had twin sons who were 8 years old and the son with AIDS. The family says Ates had served time in prison, was homeless, and in their opinion was really bringing Ebony down. Her stepfather says, unfortunately, he could see an ending like this coming. This Christopher Ates, this was her boyfriend.
Yes.
Was the family not supportive of the relationship?
No, but it was something that she chose in life to be with, and this is the results.
And what tragic results. She leaves behind 3 young sons, twins who are 8 years old, and then the 17-month-old that she had with suspect Ates. That is the very latest. Angelique Proctor.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 6. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his hands. Hagan Salah. Kol Holayim La. Abanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakat Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Achaeum out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Psalms chapter 9, verse 15. The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his hands, Hagan Salah. And that's all that this is, man. This is judgment from and by Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, being placed upon our people, man. How he ever sees fit to do it. Whatever way he brings forth, whatever vessel or type of custom, whatever he does is judgment from him, man. Okay, whether he uses a loved one to do it, okay, your husband, a family member, a stranger, the elements, the beasts of the field, or just, your health. However Yahweh Shem Yahweh sees fit, these are his judgments that he's bringing forth upon our people, man. Because we know, first and foremost, that the message of repentance and the Lord having his hand stretched out to our people has been going out very abundantly and massively in these last days, man. Okay? And our people are so consumed and highly indulged in wickedness, man. Okay, so, furthermore, this is something right here. You can see in this dude's face again, no remorse, no pity, no shame, no regard for what he has done. It's probably what's the thing I'm looking for? It's probably normal to him, Salaki. It's probably normal to this Jake. But see, this is what you women choose, man. You women love these fake thugs, these so-called bad boys that are unstable. Okay, ain't nothing, don't want to be anything. Okay, and furthermore, as you heard on the news clip, he was riding with her while she was doing DoorDash or Uber Eats, or maybe even both. Now, I don't know per se, but from what the stepfather was saying, he was holding her back and all this and everything else. So obviously, this Jake wasn't about nothing. So obviously, it was two things in the midst of this situation. He was riding with her. One, probably because he didn't have nothing to do. Two, probably because he didn't trust her. And three, probably because his black ass didn't have no damn job. Okay, and more than likely, all three of those are probably correct. Didn't trust her, didn't have nothing to do. Okay, didn't have no job, and more than likely, he probably suspected her of talking to another so-called man. Okay, which is probably another man child. Okay, but let's continue, man. Because the Lord, man's goings are of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He can either lead you into salvation, lead you into protection, or he can lead you to your demise, man. Okay, and we're gonna grab, a lot of oldies but still goodies, just to get straight to the point. So this is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations. And the temptations of this world, man. Because those that the Lord are supping with and dealing with, we attempt to the best of our ability to offend less in this weak, corruptible flesh. And also when we slip and fall, we acknowledge, we repent, we learn from it, and we grow, and we do the best to our ability not to fall in that same error, that same trap. But our people, again, you can't tell Jake nothing. Jake literally does things until the Lord calls them back to the spiritual realm. Okay, and then this is just to show, nobody's exempt. And the Lord doesn't care about, the children not having the mother or the father right now, because right now it's all out judgment. Okay, all out judgment, point blank period, man. And the Lord don't care about, whether it be woman, man, or child, whatever. 2 Peter 2, verse 9. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. And that's what this was. This was a reservation for an unjust woman and man for the day of judgment to be punished. Now, one person got their life taken away and called back to the spiritual realm, and the other that committed the act, the crime, whatever you want to call it, is now going to be serving more than likely life in jail, which, we're not going to be here that much longer, but you know how it go. Esau doesn't do things according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He doesn't do things the right way, because, that jail is basically free labor, slavery, all these things. When you intentionally, purposely take somebody's life, you're supposed to be, executed. Okay? So, the Lord, man, this is scary, because the Lord literally, because again, this is what you women like. You women like these fake thugs, these unstable, unruly little boys, man. So the Lord had, you team up with this man, fall in love with him, spread your legs to him, have a child with this man, make you feel secure with this man, when more than likely, when you met this Negro, okay, when you met him, you knew he wasn't nothing. You knew he was probably crazy, insane, deranged, as Martin said in his stand-up, "You so crazy." Okay? You knew that he wasn't mentally stable, man. Probably when you met the dude, he probably just told you, "Yeah, I just got out from doing a little bid for attempted manslaughter, but they didn't have enough evidence to convict me." I feel protected by him, girl. You know, he gonna keep me safe. When you don't realize you shouldn't even be involved with these people. Okay, because you women don't want security. You don't want a safe haven. You don't want to be dwelling amongst righteousness, man. Okay, but let's continue. Salaki for being long-winded. Because, you know, when you hang... Matter of fact, I'll let the precept speak. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil. And our people are always occupied in evil, man. Again, it's exciting to Jake to be amongst and to partake and to be involved in wickedness and evil, man. Okay, because, you know, one of the main things with these women, they don't want to be bored. As soon as they get bored with you, you know, and also too when they what is it? Once they know you, it's just another thing I'm trying to think of. Once they know you and feel like they mastered you and you're not a mystery to them. You're boring, and you're predictable instead of being unpredictable. You know, you can't have them to be they're always expecting what you're going to do because you're predictable. Okay, but you know, when you're always occupied in evil, you're not going to get good. And you know, when you're with these men that have been raised by women and they have no structure in the household, what do you think is going to happen, man? What do you think is going to happen? You know, I came across a woman this week, as a matter of fact, yesterday. Came across a woman on a social media platform, and I asked her, she ever been married? She told me she'd been married twice. And I think, brought 32 years old. She'd been married twice. And yet you back out here looking for another motherfucker, man. Can't make this shit up, man. But let's continue. This is 3 John, which I always bring this up, but this is perfect. 3 John chapter 1, obviously, verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. But it's the opposite in this captivity. It's the opposite in this society. Everybody cleaves on to what's evil because why? That Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20 on down. Woe to him that call good evil and evil good. You know, roughly paraphrasing the precept, man. So everything is upside down here, man. Okay? What is evil is considered as good, as perfect, considered as delightful. But what is good and righteous, that's considered wicked. So again, to be a man of morals, standards, to have security, to be a safe haven, to not be toxic, as they say, which is no such fucking thing as toxic masculinity. But, you know, just to be a man and to have, again, structure, guidelines, demand respect, and, you know, to have mental and emotional stability, which I say y'all want, but y'all really don't want. Because when a man checks y'all get offended. You act like can't nobody check y'all, man. Okay? But when it comes to these evil, fake thugs, hey, they at the top of the totem pole. Okay? Because all you women are literally chasing after the same percentage of men. And they busting all y'all down, and you say you don't want to share a man, but you literally sharing men. Make it make sense, man. Okay, 3 John chapter 1, verse 11. Beloved, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. He that doeth good is of the Most High, but he that doeth evil have not seen the Most High. And it's come to mind that one of the beloved Ra'ash Kasap Magan said to us this past camp, which I can't remember exactly. I don't think he knew the name of the song, but he said he heard a song that an N-Dub wrote. He didn't remember the name of the record, but I think he said that she said a good man. I might be wrong, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. A good man will go to heaven or something like that. But a evil man will lead you to heaven. like some type of weird philosophy, something like that. But either way, I might be saying it wrong, but either way, it was wicked as hell, man. I wish you would have told me the name of the song, so that way I could say it correctly. But it was somewhat like that, okay? Because they, to recognize and acknowledge Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in this society, again, you're looked at as a spectacle, a fool. Okay, again, not their cup of tea, because again, what these women want is what the world tells them they should pursue, and everything in this world that is taught, advertised, pedestalized is all evil and wicked, man. Okay, so again, there's no telling why he took her out, but the few things that I named, in the beginning of the lesson, had something to do with it, but also, too, more than likely, it was more than likely a disagreement and an argument going on between them. And when you argue with the N-Dub, okay, or even, but the N-Dub got it, but mainly any Israelite woman, or any woman in general, because they all have the same mentality. When you argue with them, there's no cut cards what a woman will say to you. Okay, the amount of disrespect cannot be measured when a woman is, mad at you or feeling some type of way or arguing at you or to you. Okay, so let's grab a couple more precepts and we'll close out. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 33. Because, you women, because we know, us men that have some damn sense, we know that you're emotional, you go off your emotions, and you're not going to be logical, especially when you feel like you're being disregarded or disrespected. But you should always think before you speak. And again, more than likely, it was part of the situation where she was saying things and she didn't think before she spoke. And this dude probably lost his damn mind. This is Sirach 33, verse 4. Prepare what to say, and so shall thou be heard, and bind up instruction, and then make answer. So if this young lady would have thought, been in your feminine energy and approached the situation, very soft, very delicately and respectfully, regardless if the dude, because again, this is who you chose. This is who you chose to be with. It was just something about him that made your kitty cat wet, above a guy that actually got something going for himself. So if you had, a moment to literally just process and just think what you need to say, how you going to say it, be soft, delicate, feminine, show that you don't want to disrespect him, it might have been something different, but we know that's not what. But we know, Salaki, that wouldn't have happened because the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai predestined for this to happen this way. Okay, point blank. Period. Sirach 33 verse 4. Prepare what to say, and so thou shalt be heard. Okay, so if you would have said it in a way that was again not full of tension, anger, friction, and trying to go low and just show that you don't give a F, it would have been a different result. Okay, and bind up instruction. Okay, premeditation in your mind. How can I de-escalate the situation? Okay, and then make answer. Okay, so hey man, but our people don't have that common sense. The only ones that's going to have that common sense and that gift is the hopeful elect, man. But the point is made. Let's close out here. Let's grab another oldie but goodie. And also as it states in the book of Proverbs 15 verse 1, a soft answer turneth away wrath, man. Okay, but matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab it real quick. Then we'll grab the other precept and we'll close out, just so I don't butcher it. Proverbs 15 verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. And I'm telling you, man, I've been through it. I've gone through it. Okay, I know it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you other brothers know it. from a woman that you've dealt with, especially the so-called black woman, when you have a disagreement, an argument, whatever it may be, if they feel some type of way, they say whatever the hell it is to disrespect you. And then once y'all, the situation is over and y'all calm and y'all talking, it's always a fucking excuse. Well, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have said that. Then it just shows you, man, the more and more now, being the truth and, being brought back to our heritage, we understand, man. And that's why, now, I can only speak for myself. I don't argue with women, man. I don't waste my time doing that, man. But let's close out. This is the book. Let's grab another oldie but goodie. Because this is what this is, man. Because our people highly indulge in the things that they should not be involved in, man. Okay, because, again, Yahweh Shimi Hawashai has set up his prophets to warn you of what you need to be doing to observe and avoid judgment and punishment. So this is Romans 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death. Okay, because guess what? Our people prosper in sin, transgressions, errors every day. And they go harder, involving themselves in those customs, those traits of this world more and more. They get worse. So it's only a matter of time, unless the Lord wakes you up to come back to the gospel, to repent and change your ways, that judgment will come as a thief in the night, man. Be knocking right at your door, man. And again, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua don't care whether you a man, whether you a woman, or a child. If the Lord predestinated for it to happen, then it's going to happen. So I don't want to wrap this up, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, terrifying, and uplifting to the true, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shabbat Shalom.